Welcome to episode number 6 of j.p. Sports Talks. This is Patrick and Jack. Today we are pleased to welcome guest Brady Krautkramer up in Minnesota. How are you doing?
Great. Just excited to talk about this stuff.
Yeah, he's an old friend of ours. We went to school with him for a few years. Me longer than
You guys
Patrick.
both left me.
Well, you left too, so I mean, but
I left like 3 years after. But
okay, that's all right.
All right.
But today we're here to talk NFL. We've got a big time Packers fan right here. We're kind of previewing all the games, giving our predictions, and kind of looking at just like how their team is doing, kind of their future. And I think it's gonna be a lot of fun. So we're gonna start off with last night's game, which was Colts versus Titans. Final score 34-17. The Colts have won the game. What do you guys think?
All right. Brady, do you want to start?
all right. So I have this friend at school. He's a big Ravens fan. I was like, you better hope that the Colts beat the Titans. I was joking around because I thought the Titans would like destroy them. He's like, you better hope the Colts beat the Titans so they don't eliminate the Ravens in the playoffs again. And I was shocked when he told me they won. I was like, oh, dang.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was not expecting this at all. Tennessee, they started off the season as the best team in NFL, in my opinion, but a close win against the Bears. The Colts started off the season slower. They beat they lost to the Jacksonville Jaguars, but they've definitely picked the pace up.
Yeah.
This was surprising, to say the least, and all the experts, if you watch the pregame show, not a single one of them choose the Colts.
Yeah.
But,
I might have actually chosen the Colts going into this game. I am just not a big believer in the Titans. Last year they had their little streak at the end of the year. They got real hot. They ended up being the Ravens in the playoffs. I thought that was super cool. But I was never a believer in them, and that was also part to everybody in my group jumped on the Titans bandwagon after that. And so I've never really been a believer in them. I think Derrick Henry is good, but he is so inconsistent. He will have games where he's unstoppable. You might think to himself, he's the best running back in football, and it doesn't even look close. But then you'll have games not last night. He had, I think, 103 rushing yards, 19 carries, but some nights he will just be silent. And I don't know if that's part to the Titans not giving him the ball or him just not being able to run through defenders like he usually does. But it's just he has to be more consistent if the Titans are going to make a far run in the playoffs.
Yeah, just a little addition on Derrick Henry. He reminds me a lot of Chuba Hubbard from Oklahoma State right now. He, in the box score, he produces the numbers, but it's just because he'll break off a 50-yarder, but before that he'll be 20 carries for 30 yards, and then he'll break it off, and his stats will look good after that. But like you said, inconsistent. Yeah. All right, moving on to the next game. First game, I guess, of Sunday, Philly at New York Giants. Brady, do you want to start us off?
I think Philly here, but I don't think I'd be that surprised if the Giants won because I am a Daniel Jones believer. I mean, probably many people aren't, but I think he's pretty good. I mean, he's not that good, but he's good enough. And yeah.
Jack?
But I'd still take Philly.
Yeah, I'm a Giants fan. I have no faith in the Giants. I also have no faith in the Eagles, though. They're both bad teams this year. I mean, the whole NFC East is terrible. It's laughable. But I think the Eagles have this one. The Giants, they're bad. Daniel Jones, I want to be a believer in Daniel Jones, but I'm not. I just can't be. He hasn't played well enough. Barkley's out. I mean, Darius Slayton's probably the best player on that Giants offense right now. I'd call him better than Evan Ingram at this point. Evan Ingram has not been great this year. He has not been what we've seen in him and what we think his potential was. I got Eagles in this game.
So 2 Eagles so far. Just a question for the both of you. How do you deal with if you're the Giants, any team in that division really, you are all of 2 games out of first place, but you're also 2 games out of the first overall draft pick. So how do you monitor whether to make a push for the playoffs? Because if any team from that division makes the playoffs, they're not going to win the Super Bowl, and I think I can say that pretty confidently. Should that be a tank fest, or do you think that should be a competitive division trying to make the playoff?
I'll let Brady go with this. I want to speak second.
Tank, and then but if you can win a couple games, it's I don't think they need the first pick overall. I don't think they need top. I think you maybe give Daniel Jones another year, maybe. If you want to stick with Daniel Jones, then tank. But if you don't, then maybe try, and then once it's a little bit, go for top 10.
I say tank because the Giants could probably very well, if they really try, they might be able to get this division spot because the division is so terrible. They've beaten the Redskins twice. I do think the Redskins are the worst team in that division, considering the Giants are 2-7 and they have 2 wins against the Redskins. Or not the Redskins. I'm sorry, Washington football team. But the thing is, if the Giants do end up trying to get that playoff spot, they're going to get eliminated in the first round. They're going to get blown out. It's not going to be close. And then I just don't understand if the Giants did that. I don't know what the point is if they're going to get blown out next year. If Dak's going to be back, the Cowboys are probably going to be good considering they were good. They weren't amazing to start the year, but Dak Prescott was looking like an MVP candidate until he got injured. So I think Dak's going to come back even better because, he got injured and he knows what he can do now, and he knows that if he can do that, the Cowboys can be a legitimate team. And I don't see the Giants – I just don't see a reason why the Giants should try to get a playoff spot. If they get a playoff spot, they're going to be a late pick, and they're going to be a late pick in the draft, and they're not going to be good the next season. So,
all right, just for the record, I also have the Philadelphia Eagles, so that's a sweep there. Next game, Brady, I'll let you take this one first. Jacksonville at Green Bay.
Green Bay, I think will blow them out. I don't even think Aaron Rodgers versus the Jacksonville defense, which is I can't think of someone good on that team. Maybe Miles Jack.
Miles Jack.
I think the Packers, Aaron Rodgers and Devontae Adams will just eat them alive.
Yeah, they're going to.
Yeah,
the Packers are so good. Aaron Rodgers, trust me, he's on my fantasy team. He has been amazing this year. He had one dud of a game, and that was it. Devontae Adams has been unstoppable. Rodgers to Adams connection it's been working, but now it might be this season. It might be the best, maybe just besides Russell Wilson and DK Metcalf. But him and Devontae Adams have just this chemistry going right now, and it is winning the Packers games. The Jaguars, they're 1-7. They're 0-4 in away stadiums. They're 2-1 at home. And it's also Jaguars are from Jacksonville, which is Florida. Florida's hot. And it's going to be 40 in Green Bay, and it looks like it might snow. So the Jaguars, they have no chance. No.
Yeah, Jacksonville going away from Gardner Minshew, going over to Jake Luton, who had a great game a week ago. Brady, I want to see your input on this one. Quarterback Jordan Love.
So, I don't know. I mean, if he's good, then they'll be I think it was a dumb draft pick at the moment. But if he's good in 3 years, then it'll be a good pick. But he could be the next Aaron Rodgers, or he could be this could be historically the Packers' worst draft ever because they drafted.
Go ahead, Jack.
I can see this kind of being a situation. Aaron Rodgers, I don't think he wasn't a very high draft pick from what I know. And then he when he was drafted, he came in and he was the backup to Brett Favre. Now Aaron Rodgers is better than Brett Favre, I think. But Brett Favre was a really good quarterback at that time, and he kind of passed the torch down to Rodgers. And I think by the time Rodgers retires or he leaves the Packers, I don't see him leaving the Packers. I think he's going to be with the Packers until he retires, whether he retires a starter or not. But I think he can pass that torch to Jordan Love, and Jordan Love might be able to become what he did with Favre.
Yeah, I'm just going to make a quick input on that. The Packers, they had, Aaron Rodgers has – I've said this 3 times on the show. Aaron Rodgers has 1 or 2 passing touchdowns to first-round pick in his career. Tom Brady has 2. Okay. I believe Tom Brady has like 550 something. So I think that I think personally Aaron Rodgers is the greatest of all time if he had better talent around him. But that's not how it worked. Moving on, we're going back.
I have something to
yeah.
say about that.
All right.
I agree with you about all that, but at the same time, it's not like those first it's not that like he hasn't had good receivers over the years. Devontae Adams is a beast. Jordy
That's true.
Nelson was really good. Jimmy Graham was really good with the Packers.
That's
Randall
true.
Cobb was really good with the Packers. So I mean he's had some guys, but he hasn't had talent like Rob Gronkowski. Julian Edelman in the playoffs has been a beast. He's always been good in the playoffs, and he's never had a guy like that.
That's true. All right. Moving on to Washington at Detroit. Jack, you can start with this one.
No, Brady got it.
All
right. So I think is Matthew Stafford playing? I think he's playing.
That's a good question. Yeah, I think he is too.
I think so.
All right. If Matthew Stafford plays, I think the Lions close though. Like I don't think it will be a good close. Well, not a good game because it's 2 bad teams, but it will be a close game. And I think the Lions will win because I just don't think Washington's that good.
Yeah. This is an interesting one because I have my info here. Lions are 3-5. Washington is 2-6. Very similar records, but it's a home game. It's in Detroit. But the Lions are 0-3 at home, and the Redskins are 0-3 away. So one of these teams will break one of those streaks. I think I actually have the Washington Redskins or football team. I'm sorry, but I think I have Washington here. I thought Detroit was going to be a really good team this year. I thought Matthew Stafford was just going to kind of shut out not all the haters, but I think I think he's so underrated. And I think he was really going to break out this season, even though he's not really at the age for a breakout season. But I thought he was going to have a really good year. Him, and then I thought Kenny Golladay was going to have a really nice year. He has not been great this season. I thought DeAndre Swift was going to be like a real candidate for Offensive Rookie of the Year. He's been all right, but he's not a candidate for Offensive Rookie of the Year. So I thought that offense was going to be a lot better, and it hasn't been amazing. So I actually have the Reds this game.
All right. I'm going to go with Detroit also. Yes, they are 3-5.
Yeah.
Yeah. But their losses are much better than the Washington's. Sorry. Moving on, Houston at Cleveland.
I actually don't know what to think about this game because like Deshaun Watson could go off, and Baker could play like bad, like really bad.
Yeah.
Or he could play like the good Baker Mayfield where he throws like 400 yards and like 3 touchdowns. So I think it depends on the quarterback play this game, and whichever quarterback plays better than their team wins.
Yeah, these are really inconsistent quarterbacks, in my opinion. Deshaun Watson can either play, if you're using like Madden terms, he can either play like a 70 overall or like a 95.
Yeah. Or he can play.
He lost DeAndre Hopkins. They don't have any good draft picks. They're not in a great spot. But their one silver lining is that Will Fuller actually has broken out this year. He might win Most Improved or something. But I actually have Houston here. OBJ's out for Cleveland. It is in Cleveland, but I still have Houston.
I think I have the Texans. The Browns do not have a great pass defense. And I think 2 guys that have kind of both swept under the radar this year, Brandon Cooks more, but both him and Will Fuller they haven't been DeAndre Hopkins, but they've been good this year. It's just that Texans offensive line is really bad. They don't have tight ends. They don't really have a defense. So that offense has playmakers, but I don't know. The Browns are not good. Baker Mayfield, like you said, Brady, he's so inconsistent. He can play like the last pick in the draft, or he can play like he was the number 1 pick. So, I have the Texans just because the Texans, I think it's just the Browns. I think their pass defense is going to crumble. And I think Will Fuller and Brandon Cooks are both going to have big games. And the Texans are going to grab the W.
All right, here's an interesting one. Tampa Bay, coming off of the big loss against New Orleans, at Carolina, coming off of the close loss at Kansas City.
New Orleans.
All right, so okay, so I think is he here? Oh
yeah, his internet cuts out, so yeah.
Yeah, okay, there we go.
Right, sorry. I think Tampa Bay will win. Well, it's probably biased a little bit, but I think what Tampa Bay did to my Packers was just brutal. I think they're a good team, but I mean that Saints loss maybe showed a weakness in them or something. But I don't think Carolina's that good. I mean, they have like a good defensive front. Teddy Bridgewater isn't bad. They have some good weapons, but I think Tampa Bay is just better all around.
Yeah. The Buccaneers, I think this is kind of a word. This might be my NFL word of the year, just inconsistency. The Bucs, they are a good team. They're 6-3. They've played well, but they've also been inconsistent. They got blown out by the Saints. They lost to the Bears. The Bears have not been an amazing team this year, despite their record. Their record shows that you might think, oh, they're a pretty good team this year. No, they have not been a good team this year. So I don't know what to think about the Bucs. I think they're a playoff team for sure. Their offense is so good. They have Tom Brady, Ronald Jones, Leonard Fournette, Gronk. They have O.J. Howard. He's gone under the radar. He was a really good tight end before Gronk got there. And then Mike Evans, Chris Godwin, Antonio Brown. They have so many guys. Their defense is good too. They have one of the top 5 defenses, I think, in the league. It's just I think I have them winning this game. It's just they've been inconsistent. And the Panthers almost beat the Chiefs last week. I think the Panthers are on the uprise. I think Robbie Anderson's going to have a big game, and I think that it's going to be a shootout. I'm going to say Buccaneers 40, Panthers 32.
All right, I'm going Carolina here. CMC's back. He's been back, but he's back. I think I believe I actually cut out here.
No, we can hear you, though.
Okay, perfect. Coming off of close loss, that might have given some confidence to this Carolina team. I have the Carolina Panthers in a close game. Moving on, we have Chargers with Justin Herbert against Dolphins with Tua Tagovailoa. Brady, what's going on here?
I think the Dolphins are good. I also think the Chargers are good. But for some reason, the Dolphins, I mean, like, they don't have, like, the best team. But I don't know. They must have some great chemistry or something. But I think they are just, for some reason, a really good – not really good, but they're a decent team this year. And I think that they'll just win. I don't really know why. Just got this gut feeling that I don't think – I mean, Justin Herbert's good, but, like, he's pretty good.
He is pretty good. Quick story. So I am in a fantasy football league with my aunt, and we kind of manage the team together. We have Patrick Mahomes. Chiefs have a bye this week. We needed a quarterback. I told her, go with Tua. He was in free agency. We picked him up. We have Tua in our starting lineup because Tua, hot take, Tua will win Offensive Rookie of the Year. Justin Herbert will come in second. Chase Claypool will come in third. I think that Tua is very good. He has played very well. And I think Tua is on the uprise. The Dolphins they're a good team. I think they are a good team this year. They're going to beat the Chargers. The Chargers are not a good team this year. They haven't been good for the past few years. They've always been a team where it's like people think, oh, they actually have a chance. They might be good this year. I feel like we think that every year and they're never good. So, yeah, I got Dolphins. My boy Tua. Even though he came from Alabama, I don't like him for that, but I do like him besides Alabama. So he is on the uprise, boys.
All right, I'm going Chargers. They have more talent. They have a better defense, more talent around Justin. And even a hotter take is Tua does not finish in the top 10 of Rookie of the Year, and Joe Burrow wins it. I mean, while we're at it, Brady, who's the Rookie of the Year in your opinion?
Probably Joe Burrow.
It's your prediction, not what you think would happen right now. Like, if it was right now, I would pick Justin Herbert. But
Yeah, it's
my
your prediction.
Oh,
That's true.
prediction.
But
I think the Dolphins make the playoffs, and Tua then goes the Dolphins make the playoffs after what they did last year, and Tua's rookie of the year. Even though I bet you Joe Burrow puts up insane numbers, but just the fact that the Dolphins make the playoffs.
Because
and Tua
Bengals
gets
ain't
a
making the playoffs. Chargers ain't making the playoffs.
All right.
Especially if they do 8 teams. If the season shuts down too.
Right. It is an 18 playoff. 18.
No, isn't it 16?
No,
Oh,
7 this year, and then if the season
If it
cancels
gets
or whatever, they go
postponed,
straight to the playoffs.
yeah.
It's 8 teams.
You're right.
Oh,
We can't hear you. Yeah.
Unless he's talking about that game, I think we're moving on to Bills versus Cardinals.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna start. I'm picking the Bills. Bills are a better team. Cardinals, their defense is not that good. They have Kyler Murray. They have DeAndre Hopkins. That is a ultimate duo right there. 2 players that are really just pretty much good at everything they need to be good at for their position. Kyler Murray can pass the ball. He can run the ball. Hopkins is the best wide receiver in football for me. And I just don't think I think they're good, but their defense won't be able to hold Josh Allen and Stephon Diggs. So
I'm gonna take the Cardinals in a close game, just because I think Kyler Murray is top 10, maybe top 10 quarterback, versus Josh Allen, who is
not a top 10.
was in the MVP race and he kind of fell off. So I think that the Cardinals will win in a close game, and Kyler Murray and DeAndre Hopkins will go off.
Yeah.
All right. So for me, Buffalo had a very they had a rough patch in middle of the season. Couple games or 3 games ago, I believe they dropped 2 straight, and then they came back and shocked me at least, beating the Seahawks by 10. For that reason, I'm going Buffalo. Even though it's in Arizona, I'm still going Buffalo. I think that they're easily the best team in that division, as that division is not great. So they'll make the playoffs. But this is going to be one of the best games of the weekend.
Okay.
Alrighty. Did you guys do Denver, Las Vegas?
No.
We did not. We are Denver, Las Vegas. Oh, we did not do Denver, Las Vegas.
All right. I think I cut out there. So with just about 8 minutes left, Denver, Las Vegas.
Yeah, we gotta pick up the pace just a little bit. I have the Raiders. They've played better. They've just kind of been a better team. There's not much really to say about either of these teams. Neither of them are very exciting. If I had to pick one exciting player, I guess the Broncos. I think Drew Lock to Jerry Jeudy is entertaining, but I just don't think there's really not much entertaining between these 2 teams. I think they're just kind of playing football.
I think I'll keep this short and sweet. I think Jordan Love goes off, and the Broncos get a dub.
I'm with Brady here. I'm going Broncos. Drew Lock to Jerry Jeudy.
There you go.
All right, moving on. San Francisco at NOLA, New Orleans Saints.
It's the Saints. They just beat one of the better teams in the league by a lot. The 49ers are rattled with injuries right now. I think it's going to be an absolute beatdown. Alvin Kamara has more receiving yards than he has rushing yards this year. I think that's insane, but it is true. And the fact that he's already at 1,000 scrimmage yards is absurd. He's at 8 touchdowns total. I think he's going to pop off again, and 49ers are not going to win.
All right, Brady?
I think if the 49ers were full strength and had all their guys, it would be an amazing game. But obviously they don't, and the Saints are going to win easily.
Yeah, we're going Saints sweep. Ridiculed with injuries. If they run the ball with Kamara more, this would be a blowout because Drew Brees is not the greatest throwing this year. But, yeah. Moving on, Seattle in Los Angeles playing the Rams.
Seahawks came off a big loss. Not a big loss, but a loss. A lost a game they should have won. Most people probably had them winning. I'm actually going to go Rams here. They're in their home stadium, and I think the Rams are going to win. They're 3-0 at home. They like their new home stadium, and I think Russell Wilson is going to have 3 passing touchdowns to DK Metcalf. That's a very hot take. I think that's going to happen. But I think the Rams are going to be able to shoot them out just barely enough to get the win.
I think Russell Wilson and company are going to come back guns a-blazing, and they're going to just destroy them. Or not destroy them, but I think they'll definitely win.
All right. I believe that the 0-16 Browns could throw for more yards on the Seahawks than the Seahawks could throw on any team. The Seahawks' pass defense is horrible. It's the worst in the league. And for that reason, Jared Goff is going to look like the MVP of the National Football League and lead the Rams to give Seahawks their second straight loss. Yeah. All right. Here's one. Pittsburgh 7-0 against 8-0, right? Against Cincinnati. Brady.
I thought you were going to say a better team. Chase Claypool, Juju, Big Ben, it's not even fair. Definitely Pittsburgh.
Like Brady said earlier, I'm keeping it short and sweet. Pittsburgh's going to win by a lot.
All right. Personally, I'm going obviously Bengals. Okay. All I'm saying, I'm going to try to keep this short, but this is my upset of the week. Bengals.
No way.
Oh, I thought you were joking.
No, I'm not kidding. I don't know why, but Bengals, they just have something intriguing. If they use Auden Tate more, their offense is good as long as their offensive line can keep up. They had new starters on the offensive line a week ago, and they played really well.
I'll tell you this.
Or 2 weeks ago, against the Titans. I think they come out and give the Steelers their first loss.
I'll say this. If the Bengals win this game, Joe Burrow will win Offensive Rookie of the Year.
All right.
If they don't win the game, he's going to finish in 4th. So.
All right. Baltimore, New England. This one's in New England. Brady, start us off.
I don't know. I want to say New England, actually, because I don't know. I feel like their defense was so good last year, even though they had 8 opt-outs.
Yeah.
But I think Cam Newton will come back, but I still think the Ravens will win just because Lamar is that good.
All right. Jack?
I think that it's going to be a very quarterback-centered game. And I don't mean passing. I think each of these quarterbacks are going to go off for 100 yards rushing. I think it's going to be a matter of who runs the ball better from a quarterback perspective between Newton and Jackson. Both of them can fumble. Just like we saw Newton, I think last week or 2 weeks ago, he fumbled, lost them the game. We know Lamar Jackson can tend to fumble. Not that much, but we know he can. And I think the Patriots, I don't want to pick the Ravens because I thought they would beat the Steelers, and they didn't. So I think I'm going Patriots.
You guys, I feel like you guys are thinking this is going to be a close game. I do not. New England came off of a last-second field goal win against the New York Jets. Which was, I think Baltimore is just going to roll over them. All right, on to our last game of the predictions. Monday Night Football, Minnesota travels to Chicago to face the Bears.
All right. Both of these teams, I've gotten a lot of hate about, I've always been in the rival city my whole life, either Chicago or Minnesota. And I personally want the Vikings to win, and I think they will win, actually, because it's better for the Packers because the Bears have a better record, obviously. I just think Dalvin Cook is the best running back in the NFL, and I think he'll just run all over. I mean, the Bears have a good defense, but Dalvin Cook's just that good.
I know we're almost out of time here, so I'm going to keep mine short and sweet, but it's not going to be not detailed. I think it's going to be a really good game. I think it's going to be a close game. I think it's going to be a primetime worth game. and I think the Bears win it. I think it's going to be a close game, actually, and I think it's not going to be a very high-scoring game. I don't think anybody gets over 20 points, and I think it's a very rushing-centered game. But not in terms of quarterbacks this time. I think David Montgomery and Dalvin Cook are going to battle it out, and I think it's going to be between the two of them. And I think Dalvin Cook's going to have the better game, but I think the Bears' defense holds him to not getting his touchdowns, and I think the Bears win.
All right, I'm going Minnesota. Dalvin Cook has the number one most points scored in the NFL. Numbers 2 through 10 are all kickers.
Mhm.
That's how good Dalvin Cook is. Chicago, great defense. They just don't have an offense to keep up with Dalvin Cook and company.
Dalvin Cook's only played like 4.5 games or something like that too.
Yeah.
Patrick,
All
how
right,
was
insane.
insane.
just about wraps it up. Thank
Um,
you for watching.
Sorry we couldn't get any Packers talk, Brady. We'll have you on again in the future. Maybe at the end of the season you could talk about the Packers for us.
All right.
Yeah, maybe some off-season talk with Brady. We'll see. But thanks
few
Brady,
things.
for coming.
Yeah. Few things. Suggestions, ideas, stuff in the comments. Let us know if you want to see gaming, and I hope you
Watch that.
enjoy. So
Yeah.
we out.
Drop a like.
All right. See you guys.
Thank you,
Bye.
Brady, for coming. We're out.